Special brew, special bread, special bra. Well, hello there. What close quarters we are in. In fact, I'm underground. Don't you know? 6 feet under, as it were. Well, maybe not quite 6 feet, but close enough. There's Hattie. Oh, I can't pick that up. Oh, well, that was clever. My inventory is full of stuff. Full of stuff. Because of things. Now, I'm not sure if I will release this out of sequence or not, but we did stuff. I was hoping to show you what we did, but it's gone. Okay, well that's nice. Right here, last night, there was a jungle tree. But it, you know, people just went ahead and killed it. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. Now, hopefully I can get home safe because it's bloody night time. Yeah, the jungle spirits came through after we did a thing. And that's what the other video that I hope to edit and release possibly out of sequence is about. I love that I'm still scared of mobs. Like, look at me, I'm full enchanted to all the good things. I should be fine. Ender pearls or something to be nice now. But anyways, hi. Would you like to die? Thank you. So there we go. So this video is called Funeral Wishes, and it's sort of in reference to a video by our fellow JFS member Muckluck, who Asus recommended in one of his recent videos that we go look at a couple of videos called Boys Don't Cry by JFS members. One of them was Muckluck's, and if I can do two things at once, this would be great. And I will of course include that in the description, the Muckluck video that is, and it's about being allowed to be sensitive or whatever as a male. Ow. And Muckluck's video starts out talking about going to a funeral, and that's what kind of brings up the subject for him. And that kind of got me thinking about funeral wishes as a subject. It's not something that people talk about, I suppose. This is going to be annoying. I suppose people sometimes know their friends and family members' wishes. Somehow, I don't know when it gets talked about as such, but right, they do sometimes know. And I thought, you know what, it may never get to people to whom it matters, but I'm going to record mine in a video on the internet as a talking point for people, or just something to think about. Do I think it's important? Well, you know what? Why would I care? I'm going to be dead. I mean, depending on your beliefs about afterlife and such, you know, I mean, some people are like, and they're looking down now, and they're happy that we're all together and celebrating their life and all this stuff. I mean, I'm not saying one thing or another about that subject. You're annoying. Come here. There we go. Thank you. But, you know, kind of my attitude is, when you're gone, you're gone. And there is a chance, but it's very rare, that you will be quote unquote looking down and Mary Gamer's AFK and I don't know, some sort of disconnection problems. We have said hi. Looking down and you know, appreciating the event. Chances are, nah. So that's not my concern. But where am I? And am I going to? Oh yeah, we'll look at that later. I plan to look at that later on. I was gonna say, who's there? But it's a village. Ah, surprise, surprise! It's the village. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think it's quite important to let people grieve how they... Ooh, sorry, I was reading my notes. I was trying to do two things at once. I think it's quite important to let people grieve how they want to, you know, or need to, more to the point. So, here we are. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm supposed to have a lot of this said already, but whatever. I'm going to dump first down here. Just grab a chest and throw everything in it from the build for the jungle spirits. And there's one of the spoils. There's another. There's another. Didn't get no saplings, even though I used Silk Touch. No, not Silk Touch. Fortune 3 on all the leaves that I could. Didn't get any saplings. So that's annoying. But however, I can actually show this in the other video, which may or may not be released yet, but it's a slime chunk. Oh, I need other things. Well, that was clever of me. And I dumped all my wood. Making videos. Even just playing Minecraft. It's like, oh, I forgot the thing that I need. Right. And then you do all the crafting on camera and you haven't got to the point. Probably don't need that many ladders. Let's try that again, shall we? And maybe this time we'll see some slimes. So yeah, I mean, people need to grieve how they will, and one of those ways is to supposedly honor people's wishes. The other thing that occurs to me is I don't need to go down there. Normally there's a slime there, look. Normally there's loads of them. Okay. We'll get this done. Don't you worry. I know exactly what I'm doing. Look, I even have blocks. 4 of them. Of course, I have no idea where I'm going to end up, but hey. Hear that? Hear them slimes? Hopefully this is alright. But yeah, I mean, people might want to honor the person, and that will help them grieve appropriately for them, you know, which is important. And they may also want to honor the person, the deceased, by not doing things that the person in question would object to. You know what I mean? Like certain customs or methods or things. So, with all that said, oh, that sounds like water. We don't like that. With all that in mind, I'm going to go through my wishes. And, yeah. Who knows whether they'll be quote-unquote honored or whether I really care. For me, no. I'm not that selfish to say you must do this or that. But, right. So, a lot of people are kind of like, you know, oh, I want my death to be celebrated, you know? I don't want it to be, oh, that's okay, isn't it? Just outside the village. Great. But yeah, you've heard this. Oh no, I don't want, you know, a sad affair. I want people to celebrate my my life and have a great time and a big party. It's gonna be fun. But you know, a lot of people need, and this is kind of where I keep concentrating on. I don't really need that ladder. People know how to jump, don't they? Hope so. Right, so let's bear in mind where this is. Oh, I'm not showing that. Might need another ladder. I'm going to build a stall because everyone else is doing it. So why shouldn't I? Huh? Yeah, so I mean, there should be an element of somberness, if that's a word. I don't think it is. For people to, you know, to grieve, you know. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Dennis. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's do this. This is the last piece of armor that needs mending. And I decided that this guy would get mending next. The mending happens. Oh, that's good stuff. Gonna need chests and a sign. Gonna need all kinds of things, which I should probably do off camera. So, time skip. Alrighty, I think I'm ready. Probably not, but it doesn't matter because I've still loads to talk about. So, yeah, it kind of should be somber, I guess. For part of it, you know, I mean, traditionally speaking, wakes are kind of rowdy, maybe. Oh, it's right here. Okay. But let's take this away. You know, the kind of funeral or the burial part, that can be a bit more somber, I think is the correct term there. Inventory management. But black suits in a church, I am not a fan of at all. Like, it's too formal for a start. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just not my scene. Usually call them the clergy person, be it a priest or whoever, doesn't know the person. Quite often they tend to spew complete nonsense, and yeah, there's that. And then there's the whole religious aspect itself, which is something I don't subscribe to in the least. And I don't want it to be forced on others. Probably my friends more than family, who feel similar, you know. I would sort of resent going to a service of a friend of mine who wasn't particularly religious. I would find that to be a bit disturbing. But I mean, on the other hand, maybe the family really need to grieve that way, you know? So they might need that religious aspect for their process, you know? So you've got to respect that. You know, that's a tricky one. But just so you know, I would prefer some sort. Oopsie, that's that gone. I would prefer some sort of non-religious ceremony for those reasons. And that said, I dare say my dad would be insistent that it be religious. And maybe he and other people need that, you know, so I don't know. I don't know how many of these I need, actually. So there's that. Then there is the question of what is done with the body. And I mean, that's kind of a major question for a lot of people. My personal feelings on this, just in terms of like environment, if that's an appropriate thing, is that a traditional burial is a waste of space. Oh, and then there's the money. I think it's a waste of money. Like, I'm gonna need a lot more than 7 of these. But like, just the concept of a cemetery, to me, is ridiculous. You know, it's just a bunch of space taken up by people that don't exist anymore. Like, when there's probably a lot more better uses for such a space. You know what I'm saying? Oh, perfect. No, not perfect. But it'll do. Convert them back. Now, of course, I made this even, didn't I? Well, I'm going to need another sign, probably. So there's that. Then I think, similar to certainly a lot of people from my cultural background who are used to burying people, I find maybe the idea of a cremation is a little bit too sterile, you know? It's like, I don't know. Something about putting somebody in the ground is very kind of final, and there's a goodbye to it, but yet you can maybe come back and visit them. Whereas burning someone and standing around being silent and sterile mightn't be the right word, but it's not ideal. Speaking of not ideal, this shop location is not ideal. But hey, it's got to work because it's got to go down to the slime chunk. Yeah. What else? So, I mean, kind of ideally, I would like to be donated to science. Now, I know that can be tough. It's actually fine. We'll do all caps. It's a shop. Like. Yeah, I mean, I've only heard of it being done once in terms of people that I know, but and I've heard tell that it was very strange, kind of seeing the hearse go off, and it's like, well, that dude is gone for like a year. Donated to science, and yeah, that's what he wanted and all, but I'll see you in a year, Granddad. It was somebody's granddad. That'll trigger people as well, won't it? I'm very aware that certain people on the server are quite triggered, and then you get on their list and they speak ill of you to others. Or they speak ill of everyone. To everyone. Maybe. But anyway. There you go. That'll do. Sim Slimes. I hate when you do that. And now watch this. Oh, I did it. I thought I was going to break the slime block. So yeah. There's all that. Now, I've come up with a solution that actually I didn't come up with it. I just read the book. Now we have to write the book. How am I going to write the book and talk to you at the same time? It's going to be impossible. But yeah, while we're on the subject of what to do with the body, I have come up with. I haven't come up with it, as I said. But I've heard of such things, and maybe they're kind of a scam or something. I mean, everything that kind of that way related, be it weddings or funerals or whatever, there's money to be made, and you know, that's my other objection to getting buried or whatever. Like, tombstones are very expensive, coffins are very expensive, so I know you've heard of this, well, maybe you haven't, but there's a service that claim to put you in an organic pod and bury you. It's very hippie zen, or not zen, but, you know, hippie dippy nonsense, but it's not. The idea is to bury you and have a tree grow out of you. Right? So, I mean, I like that idea because it covers all the bases. Maybe it's a bit expensive to do it through an official service. I mean, ultimately, throw me in the ocean. It won't bother me in the slightest at the time. Now, that brings me to the most important topic. Why am I in the village? That's not the most important topic. When it comes to my funeral and my wishes, the only thing I really give a damn about is the music. Please, please, may there be someone who knows their music and picks some nice, appropriate, good stuff that I would approve of and that my friends would enjoy and my family would enjoy. That is, by all means, a priority if you want to honor my wishes, etc. And while we're on the subject, Slim Slimes is so called in honor of a guy called Hillel Slovak, bit hard to say, who was the first guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he died. So it's just a way to honor him. And with that, we have joined the free market. No tax, no fines, no nothing. Just set up a stall anywhere in the world, and there's no problem. There's no mob coming to get you to pay protection. If you want, we'll read the book on camera. It's actually not necessary to... Well, I mean, yeah, no, it's good to read the book. Welcome to Slim Slimes, your one-stop slime shop for all your icky, slimy needs. Slim Slimes is located over a slime chunk that has been dug out in layers all the way down. It's actually only down to 11. I might dig another one if I can, if there's enough room there. Feel free to climb the ladder and farm. Oh man, that said farm to your heart's content. And farm content. Hey, farm content. There may also be looting 3 books in stock to aid you in your slime hacking. For you lazy folk, we stock dem balls. Grab a stack for your sticky bouncy block animal wrangling and enjoy. For your sticky. Okay, not the best book in the world, but you know, you can't edit the bloody things very well, so... that's a looting 3 book. That's Slim Slimes. Put that in the middle there. Now I actually need another sign. So we'll run back over while I talk about the music. So for like the longest time, my preferred, I had one song, just one, and it's a song called Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles. I know it's not cool to like the Beatles anymore, but the Beatles are bloody amazing, so shut up. And I don't believe you that there isn't at least one, if not 6 songs by the Beatles that you won't enjoy. But I specifically want the version that's on Anthology 3, not on Revolver. Yeah, that was the one song that I was like, it's kind of the lyrics, but also it's a real dirgy kind of droney song. You know, it's like literally one chord and a loop that just goes over and over. And I just like it for a funeral. Kind of makes you think about existence and things. And I don't know. I like the idea of a bunch of people sitting around contemplating mortality, and morality. What the heck? And listening to those lyrics. So that's the idea there. Now, and then recently, and this sounds kind of conceited or something, but the only other 2 songs that have really occurred to me was recently I was listening to my own music. I was going through trying to make backups of I make music, by the way, but I was trying to make backups of my own stuff. Ooh, Lapis. I haven't seen Lapis for ages. And I decided there were a couple of songs that I really thought maybe people would like to hear those. When they're saying goodbye. You know, it might be nice to have my voice and songs that... There we go. Songs that maybe sort of pertain to the subject at hand. So I've one is an electronica version of a song I wrote in my late teens. And the song is called Lose Me Found. I thought that might be suitable, just the sound of that particular version and the words might work. And another one is a song that's partly in probably we're right there, okay. I won't that. Probably incorrect Irish, but an attempt anyway, and it's called Coddatá, which kind of translates as what is in Irish, and that's more, it's acoustic folk kind of song. Kind of, I don't know, I think it's all right. It's not like the favoritist song I've ever written, but I thought it might be suitable, so that's another that I think might be cool. So I might, I don't know, I was thinking of like putting clips of them at the end of the video, but I don't think I'll do that. What I will hopefully maybe do is provide a link to a SoundCloud account. I was down here. That I've had for a while, and hopefully it has space on it that I could put those songs if you want to hear them. Now finally on this subject is one we can all sit here and go, oh yeah, that's a thing, and that is death on the internet. Because if I died today, well, if I died today I wouldn't get this video out, huh? But if I died tomorrow after putting this video out, you mightn't ever hear about that, just because of the way all this works. Know what I mean? Like, people on the internet disappear for a variety of reasons all the time. You know, they get bored of what they're doing, or you know, they start a new job or a course or something, and they don't have time to hang out in the same circles. I mean, personally, I took a kind of a hiatus from JFS for quite a long time, and I don't know, was the kind of, is it a meme now? I don't know, but you know, it's often jokingly said, oh, is so and so dead? Or, you know, a famous YouTuber will go and release a video, and after being away for a while, and the title is I'm Not Dead. Probably after having comments in the channel going, I wonder, is he dead? But yeah, I'm sure it happens all the time. And like, if the family or friends or whatever, the real life family and friends of the person, if they don't have some sort of clear instructions, or if they're not involved in, say, the communities of that person, how are they supposed to know how to let them know? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure none of my friends or family, well, maybe, no, not the not the important people who would be involved, they wouldn't know what Discord was. I don't know, like, they don't know. Most of them don't. No, they don't know who Special Bray is. Never heard of the guy. So, there's that to consider. And I think that's, you know, in this modern day and age, it's something we should consider, because that's actually more important than just honouring someone's wishes. It's, you know, potentially there's a whole community of proper friends out there, or communities, you know, of people who got to know this person, and this person, whoever it is, just disappears one day. And the one technology I can think of right now is if someone was aware of, you know, the Twitter handle, or handles, you know, maybe some people have more than one Twitter account for various reasons. But yeah, I mean, if someone knew about a Twitter account, that's pretty much going to cover things, because someone will be following that would let other people know, you know. I mean, is it important? You know, because I mean, people are still in the real world. People are still of the opinion that, you know, internet's not real anyway. You know what I mean? And the people that you meet on the internet don't bloody matter, which, as we well know, on the JFS is completely untrue. And as I know, since I started that interneting back in the early 90s, as Mixon said, Mixon, the internet really wasn't a thing in the early 90s for anybody, except like scientists and, I don't know, the military or whatever. I should know more about the actual origins of the internet, but anyway. No, since the late 90s. But yeah, just in general, I thought it was a topic worthy of consideration. And I'm not at all saying this is my freaking will or something. You know, I honestly don't care what happens to me when I die, probably. I mean, I could be proven wrong. We don't know for sure. But yeah, I mean, it really doesn't bother me if any of these wishes are carried out. But you can see my reasoning for having them. And it's mostly for other people, really. Some of my wishes will comfort people. I would hope that most of them would. And then some of them will possibly upset other people. Like I say, I think members of my family would, certain members of my family would kind of insist on a religious ceremony. But screw them. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever they need, I guess. Now, finally, we can end on a fun note and show off, dun 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 dun, Asus statue. My goodness, look at that. There is a 3.5 minute time lapse on his channel that Naxer recorded, during which, because I knew they were doing it, I tried to be funny, and I went over to where they were building with an inventory full of tripwire hooks and bowls and magma blocks, and I think they were about there, so I made my way all the way up, or maybe there, stacked up on the magma blocks, and, you know, let go of shift, and died a wonderful death. which was really fun, and I wanted to see myself in the time lapse, but that never happened. So sad about that. I mean, like, who cares about a massive statue? It's all about me on a stack of magma blocks, for crying out loud. But there's that. Then we were told to get a room, but whatever. Look, here's a room, and it's Asus's scissors. Not as bad as they were in the video. Yeah, his latest video, or one of his latest videos, Nonsense, is pretty damn fun. Those llamas are in it. That's why I was gonna show them to you, but I didn't want to spoil their names. That's a very funny moment. They were a lot worse in the video. I was like, I have to come over and sort that out. That's wrong as well. Is it that way it's supposed to be? Yeah. Gosh. And I really shouldn't, the less I say about this, the better. Just, it's done. There we go. So yeah, that's probably way more than enough from me, as usual. Oh yeah, that's the boat elevator. Cool. But I hope it gave you food for thought, as they say. And yeah, especially the internet thing. I mean, what do you think about that? Maybe you know people off the internet that have croaked it, but you don't know that they're dead at all. Huh? Yeah. That's kind of a morbid thought to leave you with. Sorry about that. But yeah, look at the description. Loads of links in there. What I talked about. And hopefully some that will keep you busy for the next little while. Or not. You've probably stopped listening a long time ago. Alrighty. Helmet on. Outro. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.